Just letting the anxiety be there. It is a bit awkward when there's no people and you're just like, I don't need to fill the space. I don't need to fill the space. It's all good. Okay. It's just not gonna work if there's no people. Oh hey, hello Scott. This might be awkward because I'm choosing to not hide the anxiety and the trauma responses. I'm trying to not, like, I'm holding my breath just now. It's like, oh man, there's such a pressure to, yeah, oh yeah, I'm good. I'm doing exposure therapy. Yeah, things have been pretty good because anxiety's not bad. Each to their own and how they feel about it, but anxiety's not bad. For me, I've had trapped fucking energy in my body. Trauma is just an incomplete survival response. I think that's what incomplete, yeah, survival response. So we got people from all the places today. India. I'm just trying to be present with my body and my, like, yeah, I'm just like, can't. Guys, I've put so much pressure on myself to perform, to be something for people, to get people's approval. And my ego doesn't really care anymore as much, but this is like another level of not caring. You know, I haven't done a live stream for quite a while actually. And when I did live streams before, I just holding my breath. When I did live streams before, I'm trying to think if I ever was fully like in tune with my body, or like I was probably anxious the whole time. But my version of calm became still not calm. When you have trauma and stuff, and again, trauma is just an incomplete survival response. So it's like, if you've there's different ways you can override your nervous system. We naturally, this is what I think, this is what I believe right now. I don't know, this is what it is for me. It's like our natural responses as humans, our fight or flight and freeze is actually, it's natural because we do it, but it's like overriding your nervous system, even just like we've been saying fight, flight, and freeze, but I have been putting it in a different category where it's like, if we can't fight or flight in a situation that's stressing us out and stressing out our nervous system, it's like there's pressure to have to answer the comments, but I don't have to. So it's like, if people are upset that I'm not looking at comments, it's sorry, that's your problem, and you don't have to watch me. But I just dissociated and blanked from what I was saying because that like trigger was happening. So I'm gonna try and go back, fight, flight, and then freeze. If I feel if we can't flee or fight in a situation that's stressing out our nervous system, and say we either freeze or fawn. Fawn response is like people pleasing. So it would be maybe censoring yourself or biting your tongue or like not saying your truth or something. Like you just placate to get out of the situation. So if there's a response that's not mobile, like fighting or fleeing is like very... we're moving energy. If that doesn't happen and then the energy isn't released, that is trauma, from my understanding. And so if you go on YouTube, we're on the tube right now. If you look up, there's a video of a polar bear that was captured for maybe research purposes. Anyways, this polar bear was pretty traumatized because they put it to sleep and then they released it back into the Arctic wild. And there's a video on YouTube when the bear wakes up from being under anesthesia, and I could be getting it wrong. Like, I don't know if they were studying on this bear, or maybe they were trying to help it. Maybe they were saving the bear. It's like, I don't want to get it wrong, but I'm a human. I'm going to get things wrong sometimes. So the bear, when it wakes up, it does this really gnarly, guys, like shaky thing. Okay, now I'm looking at some of the comments, but yeah, I don't know, guys. I don't know how to like do my, I don't know what the fuck to do, like, because the brain is pretty ADHD, so it's like I can either do one thing or the other. It's like just focus on comments or just focus on my explaining what I believe trauma to be or why it happens, or like the energy gets stored. But anyways, okay, so the polar bear shakes and it's like okay, for like a while. It literally shakes it off. It shakes off the trauma. If it didn't, what's it doing? Oh, what's the word? It's not disperse. Dispense? Is it dispensing the energy? It's like, I want the perfect word. It's discharging. It's discharging the energy. The polar bear was, it was like it froze up. I think, I don't know, it was under anesthesia, but it was stressed, and the energy got like stuck because it was like either induced into a frozen state, or maybe it like its nervous system sort of shut down out of shock. I think the polar bear was in shock. And then when it wakes up, it shakes like insanely, guys. Its jaws like and then it's chill, and it doesn't live with trauma. There's also a video. It's hard to like find these instances are kind of rare in the wild to find, because either it's just like, so the humans interfered in the polar bear's life, like he was just chilling, and he's in the top of the food chain. He doesn't really get opportunities to be traumatized besides like humans fucking up his vibe. So there's that, and then there's this one video of a cheetah that captures an impala. And is that the name of a car? Because I don't think of a deer thing when that word is also something else. It's a type of an African antelope. So it's rare to find an instance on camera where a animal escapes a predator that's really good at what it does with like capturing and killing. So there is a video though of a cheetah capturing an impala, aka deer looking thing, and it goes into a freeze response. So the impala like plays dead or like freezes up. So that's an override of the nervous system. And I get that this is alive. I'm like, oh, it's gonna make no sense that people just like popping on and off, and it's like it's gonna make no sense. It's like mid explanation of this, but I just want to fucking get it out. I don't know. I know I named this like exposure therapy for social anxiety, and I'm not even interacting with any comments, but I'm gonna finish this thing at least for now, and then we'll see what we want to do after. So the impala also does a shaky thing to discharge all that pent-up energy because it overrode its nervous system, its natural fight or flight response. It knew it couldn't outrun the cheetah because the cheetah had actually caught it, and it like goes into shock, and it's a type of dissociation. I believe freeze response is a type of dissociation, like you're dissociating from your body, but like mentally, not necessarily full dissociation, like it can be, but anyways. So it did just like Taylor Swift, shake it off, shish, how's it go? Yeah, it discharged energy. So I've basically had years and years of fucking stored energy in my body. And all I need to do is shake it off. No, JK. There's like different ways your body releases the energy. So shaking is one thing. You can have all these different other sensations. This is all somatic therapy stuff. This is somatic experiencing therapy. This is where it's at, folks. This, I guess I'm kind of preaching, but I'm not. Like, do what you want. But this, if you have, do what you want. But if you're like me, okay, I don't really get as anxious. Like the energy's finally discharging itself because the anxiety's not bad. The anxiety's not bad at all. And we've been convinced that it's bad, and then it stays stuck. The thing is, there's all this energy from the past where you had to override your nervous system because there was some silly cultural shit going on, right? Too, where dissociating from your body or like shutting down your responses, your feelings, or like not showing fear became the new thing to survive, like not get kicked out of the tribe, to not get cast out as a weirdo, right? It's like you didn't want to show the fear. So like I've been overriding my nervous system for so many years, and I've been triggered by my own anxiety. That was literally the problem. The only problem really was being scared of the anxiety and thinking it's bad. So will Sean be coming by to say hi? I'm sorry, but this is Alyssa being me, and Sean's doing Sean. So I don't have reference to the past, like however many comments that happened for the 15 minutes that I've been talking and not looking at any comments. So we might just have to start where the comments are now, but I want to just pull up. I just need to focus on one task. Okay, I want to have the live chat on my laptop here so I can see it way better. It's like, I don't even remember how to do that. I don't even remember. Like, I'm always holding my breath because my body's just learning that it's like there's nothing, we're not going to die. But social interaction thus far has been a feeling in my body that I'm gonna die. So we don't at all try to make that go away. We don't try to be like, don't be anxious, don't be anxious, don't be anxious. Like, no, dude, that's fighting your fucking nervous system. That it's like having all that anxiety or fear come up and not dissociating and like just staying in your body and not trying to escape it. So that's what we're doing today. And I just would love to figure out how to, people maybe in the chat are telling me there's like a special way to go into, okay, I think I remember, okay. Live control room. Okay, top chat. Oh shit. It always sets it to top chat, so freaking annoying. Yeah, top messages, so annoying. Just show all the messages. Pop out chat. Okay, I'm doing full screen live chat here. Okay. Okay. Oh, okay, there's not that many. I could actually catch up on all the comments. I think, if it's updating. Thank you, Nightman, thank you. Yes, change it to all messages. I personally put cafe jazz music on and I feel awesome after a while. Yeah, the music is healing to the soul. Yoko looked like my dog. My dog's name is Nude. That's a creative name. Oh my god, I'm so sorry, Scott. My brother died in December with stage 4 cancer. My dad just got diagnosed with stage 4. Oh my god. I should be worried, baby, I'm not. It's tough shit, dude. It's like, there's always something, and in general, I just have a lot of feelings about the world and how it's backwards and how there is so much shit going on. Like, there's a lot of different things. There's like so much, like obviously cancer specifically has, the rates have just keep going up, it seems. And then it's like the mental health and all these problems. I feel like in general, we're living so not in alignment with our natural way. It's like we're encouraged to not we're encouraged to, I feel like override our bodies and like what it wants at the time that it wants. Like, just I don't vibe with the general workforce of like the 9 to 5 shit. It doesn't have to be this way. I feel like we've been convinced that like, well, there's no other way. Like, who's gonna flip the burgers and who's gonna stand at the desk? And thank God I don't have to do that. Like, I am very lucky. And but I'm just thinking now, if I had to go back and work a customer service job, I'm just, a thought popped in my head that's like, I would have to be, my accommodations would be to like, I have to make it a dance party. It just kills the soul to do a soulless job, and you have to act like a robot, and it's like, you gotta smile. I don't know what it's like now, okay? I'm 30, and when I started the customer service shit, I was 15, and I have not done a customer service gig for quite a while, so I don't know what it's like, but it's just not fun. It's so serious, and just wearing the uniform. I just can't conform. I just can't. So I'm trying to now, especially just be my actual self, because it's like I can now, because I'm not stuck in that job, but my body like doesn't know fully. It's like I'm so on the other side of the trauma and it running my life, but it's like my body's still, my nervous system's still regulating to be like feeling safe, like it's actually safe. And it's so much better, but I still, it's just like weird to not be overriding my nervous system all the time and like doing things to fit in and be approved of. It was just such a badass move to literally just wear sunglasses in the store. I felt like I was doing something wrong. I got triggered by the, okay, so this is how my social anxiety has been. I've been so socially anxious because I've been traumatized socially, like by people, back in the day that like making eye contact just like will, it has evoked a crazy trauma response. Like it's like I just start getting kind of a panic attack if it's different now, but it's just like, yeah, it might start to happen with a certain circumstance or person, or I don't know. I'm learning to like stay in my body and like, but I haven't been able to control when my body has a freak out. And then I got trauma from the trauma responses. So that's why I got a fear of blushing, because blushing became, for me, it's an anxiety response, and it's an annoying one, but I'm learning to love it and have compassion. Just be like, who the fuck cares what? But it's kind of annoying because people, they like to like pick on me because I blushed, and then I just froze up, and I was like in like a PTSD moment where it's like, it's called an emotional flashback. So it's like your body is going through being attacked and like verbally abused or just abused. I went through a lot of psychological abuse. So I like couldn't do anything. I was like in a shutdown. My body just overrode me. And then there's just, you have people being like, thinking you have crushes on people because you're going bright red, and it's just an anxiety thing. But I was so ashamed of it, and I actually thought I was so weird, and it got really dark. The way I treated myself for my face going red. We've come such a long way that I can talk about it like this. Like, I would not talk about it. It's been 15 years that I've gotten that specific phobia, guys, and the Lord is there for them. Oh yeah, I hate working. Work sucks totally. I'm a bludger. I love being lazy. I don't know what a bludger is. Is that slang? Is that British slang? It sounds like British slang. I love being lazy. Oh, it's so good. So very good. Yes. And what is lazy is not even lazy. It's us trying to recover. It's like, of course we're exhausted when we're not, I don't want to say not allowed to be ourselves or not able to, but because it's different now, I guess. But it's like still, okay, in the past, shit got so much worse when I was myself. Like I did as a child, I had to like start to reject my own self because it was rejected. And I don't feel like I had any control over that, because as a child you idolize, you know, the people looking after you and stuff like that. So you have to flip it, and you just don't have, your brain is not at all developed. So you don't have the wherewithal to be like, oh, this is gaslighting and this is, they're projecting onto me and I'm not horrible. Guys, I thought I was evil. literally believed I was evil at the core. It's so sad. I had a lot of religious trauma and conditioning and programming growing up, going to church and the whole Christianity of it all, which I'm so excited to do videos on the whole Christianity stuff, because I vibe with Jesus, but they fucked it all up. It's just like the way the Bible, just flip the Bible, okay? Like the God in the First Testament, it's like he's actually the ego. I don't believe in the whole devil thing, but I was so traumatized and scared of it, and I was like so worried of being possessed and shit, but I don't believe that shit anymore. But if you just flip it, like the God in the First Testament, because does he really show up in the Second Testament? It's just mostly Jesus, right? Just flip it around. It's like the God in the First Testament is actually, in the context of the, they believe in the devil and all this, it's like he's actually giving devilish energy. He's not nice. He's not a cool dude. And it just like the punishment of it all. I'm not really well versed in the literature. I want to do a lot more research on that stuff, but the whole Adam and Eve story, it's like, why would God forbid knowledge? Why would God forbid knowledge, guys? How long can you hold your breath? I used to do breathing exercises. I think the longest, because I was doing this called the Wim Hof breathing technique, and I think 3 minutes was the longest I ever held my breath. But you do these like 30 deep breaths, or like for 30 breaths straight, and then you hold it, so it's way easier to just hold it when you do. Ew, okay, there's a hair. There's a hair in my homemade iced cappuccino. I'm still gonna drink it, but I just need to get the hair out. Hair is so gross and frightening and achy when it's not on the head. God of the Old Testament is Jesus Christ. Yeah, I disagree, but each to their own. Isn't Jesus Christ the messenger of God and not God himself? This is how I see it, folks. If you want the hot take of mine, that's not an original take. This isn't even my thing. Like, okay. I have had a fear of pissing people off. I have had a fear of people, like, just sharing my opinions. Like, oh no, I'm going to piss off the Christians, whatever. No one has to change their beliefs based on what I believe. Okay, I feel like Jesus was just an awakened person. I do believe Christ consciousness is within all of us. I don't believe anymore that at the core we're evil and we have to keep it under control. I think that causes the world's problems to... What causes the world's problems? To... Like, I need to ponder things for a long time. So this is the version that's not gonna make maybe the most sense or like fully solidified in actually what I want to say, but it's okay. I just feel like a lot of it has to do with all the shit about hell and the devil and all the dark shit. I feel like that is unintegrated ego. That's like ego, human. I do feel like we're all capable in certain conditions. It's like humans can get to the point where they're doing just the most horrible things. I don't think that means that people are evil at the core at all. I believe it's trauma. And I think it's all metaphorical, all the devil stuff and the evil. It's all metaphorical. It's like your own shadow, your own ego that you're not aware of, and that is what causes the world's problems, is like when the ego's running the show instead of having control over your own ego and being aware of it and accepting it. When you abandon it, that is when stuff does get sketchy, I believe, because you're just unaware. It's like the goal is self-awareness. So I believe Jesus was a self-aware person, and there's a lot of, I've been watching this guy's channel. His name's Morg Official. You can share your opinions openly. Please do that. By the way, I'm not a Christian, but know some about it. Okay. Well, through experience, hearing about it, seeing it, being involved. Okay, wait. The tree was a tree of knowledge, good and evil. Since then, mankind has been learning good and evil. Yeah, so how I see it is, I believe the apple is like the red pill in the Matrix, where when you eat the apple of the tree of knowledge, you get to know the truth. Like I do believe this is kind of like a video game, and it's like the illusion of separateness, the illusion of it's like all the ideas are there. I just don't know how to explain it. I just don't know how to actually, I just keep jumping around too. Okay, it's like Jesus was, okay. Oh yeah, this guy, Morg Official, MORG. I'll put it in the chat. Let's see if this should be his hashtag thingy. So that guy, really vibe with his videos. I really resonate with his take on things, and it's very metaphorical and stuff like that. And now I forget why I brought him up, what I was even gonna say. Okay, Jesus, away. Oh, okay, Morg Official. Okay, he talks about there's all these other texts that they didn't include in the Bible. So, and I'm not an expert, so if I'm getting something wrong, I'm not an expert, so don't expect me to be an expert. Okay. There are these different texts, like what was included in the Bible was decided upon certain people at a certain point in time. I don't know the dates, but as I understand it, what went into the Bible, it was like, we're gonna take this and like, no, let's not include that one, and it's like a cherry picking of the stuff. But there's like, I think the Gospel of Mary Magdalene, the Gospel of this or that, and there's these other texts that Morg Official has broken down on his channel that I really resonate with, and it's like Jesus talking about just self-actualization stuff, like awakening, like basically integrating your ego and just like realizing that in all of us we can tap into this Christ consciousness vibe of it all. I just believe it's like your ego's not controlling things anymore. It's just like the end of suffering when the whole good versus evil thing is part of, it's just like that is an illusion of itself, I believe. It's like, what's evil to me is people either traumatized, like, yes, they're doing horrible, horrific, evil things, but they are not evil. Like within all of us, if we all just became very self-aware, we could have a utopia, I think. That's the whole heaven and hell. It's like, I was living in hell when you're traumatized and your perception of reality is like not safe, and you don't trust anyone, and you cannot connect with people because you have a fucked up attachment style. You have like a fearful, avoidant attachment style. Like when genuine connection and people caring about you becomes like, your body rejects that because it's like, unsafe. That's living in hell to me. When we die, we're getting fucking deep. Okay, click off if this is triggering you, because it triggered me to think about the existential stuff for a while. So trigger warning, trigger warning, trigger warning, click off if this is, because I've been on the edge of like psychosis. I've had like a mild psychosis out of paranoia, and because I was gaslit on a daily basis for so many years, I've had like these crazy kind of PTSD moments where just my soul just knew, this is me, this is my truth. This is my truth. My soul just knew. It was so distressed by this whole heaven and hell and devil, and you're going to go to hell if you do this or that, and blah, 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 blah. And so I would get anxiety or fear response. Like my fear responses got attached to the belief that I was getting possessed, like being out of control, because I believed at the core that I was evil and I had to keep it under control. And that's what perpetuated all my OCD and everything, and anxiety and trauma responses and not being myself. And I was literally living in suffering. So Jesus, in my opinion, was just preaching how you can become self-aware, and that we can all connect with God consciousness. And yeah, a lot of people, they're vibing with that, and people like practicing the religion. But then I feel like there's a lot of stuff that was just really tainted, where this is what I don't vibe with, is like looking to an external authority to be approved of. It's in you. Like, guys, I was so scared of God because of the friggin' Christianity and the trauma of it all. The God in the First Testament, even though I don't remember exactly what happened, like as a child, I was like hearing these scary stories that is not the truth for me. And so I started to get scared of my own. It was so unsafe in my body because, like, guys, I've had OCD where it is just it's a hell. It's a hell when you are not allowed to have certain thoughts, and you believe it's like just as bad as doing the thing if you have certain intrusive thoughts, and and then you have these compulsions, and you avoid everything, and you avoid people and all things, and that it's like it just makes so much sense that a lot of my OCD came specifically from the indoctrination of the Christian religion. And I know it's like it's changed and there's been reformation or whatever. And again, each to their own. But for me, it never is going to work to be the religions of it all. It's looking outside of you to an external authority, and the rules change too. And it's just like dumb because they've misinterpreted these things, and then they've taken certain things as literal, like stuff in the Bible. And so they're like, yeah, it's, you shouldn't be gay and blah, blah, blah. And that just like fucked people up. Just because I was a tomboy, I like had someone on me about being, that they were worried I was gay. And it was like, that wasn't as much Christian vibe. That was like really, that was a different religion. That was like an Orthodox cultural thing that was passed down generationally to like the homophobia stuff, right? And so I'm just at 30 years old starting to wear clothes that I would have worn back in the day that I rejected because someone like got on me about it or attacked me, or just like they thought I looked butch, and they were like being really homophobic to me, even though I'm not gay. But it's like there's nothing wrong with being gay at all. And I was traumatized from this one fucking church service. So this was the Christian church. Okay, this service was the Christian church. And it was like a former couple. They had been gay. Well, they were gay, but they like, because of the fucked up sorry, it pisses me off. I've never agreed with like the Christian bullshit of like it's a sin to be gay, whatever. But I was young, and there was this service where these people, my heart broke. My heart broke because they were like, we're choosing to not be gay and basically not sin or whatever. And then, so they were like together as a couple, even though they were actually gay. And then I'm just like, that is suffering. That's this religion is making people suffer because ain't nothing wrong with being gay. And so all the other stupid rules, sorry, I decide for myself, I'm on a rant. And chat's just like, and I'm like, what's happening in the chat? It's like, it's within me. It's just like, there's been so much stuff done. Like, okay, Christianity help people not to kill people. Okay, there's pros and cons. Obviously, it's nuanced. Everything is nuanced. Everything's nuanced. And I refuse to pick a side. I will not be so divisive in this world, in this culture. And it's like, I've had a hard time being that nuanced person at times, because you just get attacked in ways where it's like, because people just want you to pick a side. I will not. Christianity helped people not to murder people, stuff like that. But then there was other stuff that it's changed now. So there's these progressive churches, but it's like this external authority. It's like this book that people omitted all these extra texts that had very valuable knowledge and non-corrupt shit in there. And then it's like, yeah, I can't ever go back, guys. I just like can't ever think I'm evil again. I can't. Lucifer is the light. I can see in the dark. So yeah, I feel like Lucifer and Jesus are the same thing, and that Lucifer is like the ego human part of Jesus. Okay, this is the thing. We all have a human self. We all have a consciousness self, and our human self is not inherently bad or evil. But if we are not in control of our ego, and like the fact that we're like capable of just doing horrible things, like we're capable of murdering people, say, but if you are aware of your shadow side, you're aware of your subconscious tendencies and like just parts of your psyche that might snap or whatever, like you just like, if you integrate that instead of rejecting it as going, I would never, that is not at all me, I would like never do that. And for me too, it's also seen it as like, okay, the person themselves is not evil. They did an evil thing, but if they think they're evil, they will do evil things. If you believe you're evil and you just keep believing that, like, I don't know, then there's no hope to me. There's no hope. I feel like it's a bunch of different things. It's like traumatized. I believe in soul fragmentation, which is basically just like your like dissociation. It's kind of like dissociative identity disorder, right? Where you have these different personalities or something. Like I believe it's like a fragmented psyche, and I think that happens out of trauma or just like extreme situations. Maybe just like if you were exposed to a lot of like inhumane shit and your soul couldn't handle it. I believe like your psyche splits into these different parts of you, and it's like it's collecting those parts that are not part, it's like just making it whole. It's like making all these different parts whole. And I feel like as a culture, it's like all these different little parts of us are playing out and then competing with each other. It's like we're just in this constant competition too. We're in this, it's been reinforced and all that. And I do believe Christianity was basically like the history of it was like the church had power and control, and it was very beneficial and useful for them if people adhered to what they thought they should do or what they wanted them to do. And it was just all fear-based. But fear, guys, fear can cause horrible things. People kill out of fear. People, it's like fear's not bad, but when you're not in control of your fear and it like overrides your system, it's like with the wars we're having religious wars out of fear. They're so scared of someone else believing a different, I don't know, the lengths that people go to like, I don't know, prove their own religion. And it's like, y'all are, it's the same thing. Like all the different religions, I believe, it's like, it's just their own take on the truth, and I believe most of them are very tainted in the way that their take is. And it's like, no, it's actually the opposite. Like you guys are, it's like you do you. But anyways, what religion are you? No religion. I'm a free fucking agent. I'm a free agent, guys. Evil people have the deceiving spirit within. He who is in those who laugh at their victims, he is manifest in them. He is also who is in serial killers, Satan, the deceiving spirit, so no empathy, feels no empathy. Yeah. I just don't believe that's an evil person. I believe it's a fragmented person. Because, guys, okay. If you go, oh, this isn't like a part of me that's out of balance and doing crazy shit. If you go, oh, that's just a demon. Ooh, get the demon out of me. Priest, get the demon out of me. Like, if you just do that, you're still like rejecting that part. I just don't believe that people, it's out of their control. So like what I see is like demon possession is like a brain that's traumatized. It's like the pure human, like extreme of human survival and the extreme just like what humans are capable of doing. Like I believe that takes over, but I don't think it's this like external entity that's but then again, it's like I think we're all kind of a vessel for consciousness in a way, but I don't think it's like it's something to be like, hey, why did that happen? I don't know. It's like if you just keep thinking like, oh, it's just a demon possesses me every time I do this thing, a demon possesses me every time I do this thing. It's like you're blaming it on the demon instead of being like, okay, why did I do that? And okay, because it's stumped me. Like I watched the serial killer documentaries and all that stuff, and I believe it is a part of their psyche that is not integrated. So again, with like the dissociative personality disorder, I believe it's like, I do believe that like people that do these horrible, atrocious, evil things, I believe they have parts of them that are good. I don't believe people are all completely bad. I believe it's like these bad, freaking really dark, scary parts, like take control of their actions and everything when these horrible things happen. But and they're just like overridden with that. But it's like their brain is split. That's the only way that I can make sense of it. That makes sense to me too, of like how these like insane serial killers can have these like other relationships with their family, and they are just this whole other complete person with their family or something. And then it's like they're doing these like totally fucked up things. I believe it's like a part of them that they maybe were abused, or there is just like a physiological thing where people are born with like brain defects and they don't have empathy. But I don't think they choose that. I don't think people choose to just be evil. I believe people that are doing these horrible things, they don't actually have control over it. But if you keep telling them like you are just evil to the core, I think that's not going to help at all. I think that's like why they are especially going to keep doing those things. But chances are it's like, I did search the other day. I was like, has there ever been a serial killer that's like recovered? And there was a serial killer that like found Jesus and Christianity and like recovered. So, but I don't know. We don't know if he's telling the truth, but I'm like blushing right now because I'm self-conscious about my views. I don't know. I just don't, like, I'm being me. I'm sharing how I feel, even though other people are like, think differently. I'm like, I don't know. I just don't believe at the core. It's just like a animalistic survival thing that happens. Like they just don't have control of that human part of them. Because it's like tigers are just like brutally murdering animals. And so it's like I don't know, kind of have that in us, but I don't think it's like this horrible means that like there's a devil evil that's possessing it. I don't know. Now I'm just like, the demon inspires you, but you have the will to reject or do what he says to do. Yeah, so I just see the demon as like not my ego as a whole. It's like if you just try to reject your entire ego, like we need an ego to exist in my belief system. Like we need an ego to exist in this physical reality. Like there's a human self, and then there's like a consciousness, Christ consciousness. Like it's the yin and the yang. It's the balance of the two. But there's an ego. There's like a survival ego. So like how I would see this metaphorically is like, let's use the devil thing. It's like when my OCD is saying that I need to do a compulsion because I did something wrong. It's just like that can be the little devil on my shoulder being like, do the compulsion, whatever. So I see it's like, yeah, I just see it as sort of a part of my ego. But then again, it's not something to be like, oh, you're bad and you're the devil. Because honestly, okay, the part of my ego that helped me survive, it's like my people pleasing tendencies and all that stuff is that like human part of my ego that's trying to stay safe and survive. So it just like shit did not get better when I hated that part of myself. I've had to like accept and have compassion for the part of me that was yeah, guys, I have felt like so horrible about myself for like just shit got twisted and flipped in my brain, and it came from narcissistic abuse. And so my version of like living out of survival mode and my ego was, a lot of it was people pleasing and stuff. But I was toxic with my partner. I was toxic with partner that I'm still with. I had this anger come out towards him that I'm not proud of. And so I had like, but I had to, if I was just like, oh, it's just like a demon that took over me. No, I had to learn and be like, why am I doing that? And I had to be like, oh, I'm not justified here. It was like, where does this come from? Oh, this comes from the trauma and blah, blah, blah. It's just like, to me, it's just going like, oh, this is just a demon, and not understanding it. It's like, where does this demon come from? And I'm not even saying, I'm sure there's like a lot of people that are practicing Christianity that they're like, oh yeah, I had to really learn what my demons were and stuff like that. But I just think a lot of it, in my opinion, is kind of spiritual bypassing in a way where it's like, okay, I'll just stop doing that. Like, oh, the Bible says don't do this. Okay, I just won't do it. But it's like, you will do it if you have a fucking if you have a pattern, it's like a habit that it's just like, oh, why do I keep doing that? Oh, I just won't do it. Or just like, I won't keep getting drunk, or I just like won't keep being a bitch to my boyfriend. Like, I'll just stop doing that. It's like, you can't, why are you doing it? Why are you fucking, if you could stop, you would, it's just not, it's like you're skipping a beat of the understanding. And so that's also where I see growing up in the Christian realm of things, going to church or this and that. And there was a culture too, to just like, I'll just ask for forgiveness for my sins. Like, I'll do a thing and I'll be like, oh, please, oh, forgive me for my sins. Okay. Oh, we're back to neutral now. And I'm not saying like punish yourself for your sins or whatever, all that. It's just sort of like, realize why you're doing it. And then also, if you hate that part of yourself, if you deal with it with like hate and rejection, again, I feel like that's where it just keeps doing its thing, because you go, that's not me, that's not me, that's not me. Like, you do have to love these parts of yourself, I feel, that are doing shitty, like, just, yeah, if you hate yourself, it kind of can perpetuate, it perpetuates the ways of being. My opinion. Okay, that was just a circle rant. People enjoy doing evil things. Yeah, there is people that it's like, I just feel like they're so out of touch with it's interesting. There's been these children. There's this child, I can't remember her name, but there was this child who was a sociopath. She was just severely abused and traumatized. And then she's whole different person because she learned love and connection and safety. So I think at this point, I think psychopaths that's where I don't think they're capable of, but I want to say never. Like, guys, I'm just so hopeful. I just like, psychopaths are useful. There's pilots that have a psychopathic brain, but it's like a nature nurture thing. It's like if you have quite a lack of empathy, it's just lack of empathy doesn't mean automatically you're a shitty person. It doesn't correlate to shitty person. There was this psychologist guy that was studying brains because he was trying to figure out psychopaths, and then they scanned his brain, and because he found the traits of what a psychopath brain was, and then they scanned his brain, and he's like, oh, whose brain's that? And it was his brain. He was a psychopath. He found out he had that exact kind of makeup, but he was not doing shitty things at all, and he was a good person, and because he was raised in a certain way, but like this lack of empathy, or like it's also lack of startle response, and the fear, it's like they're just chill. There's so much more it's like the opposite of me. I'm getting less hypervigilant, but I'm like Jumpy McGee over here. And so who do I want flying the plane? I want a fucking psychopath. Guys, I want a fucking psychopath flying the plane. One that's not going to crash the plane into a building or some shit like that. But I want someone that's, their nervous system can handle it. So it's like these traits are useful in our society. It's just when they get out of hand, or it's like when they learned really screwed up morals as a kid or something, or they just like, because if you don't care, if you do not have that feeling or that natural instinct of empathy or feeling wrong for hurting someone, like if you don't feel bad inside when you hurt someone, like that can be very sketchy territory. I love your talks. Oh my god, well that's cool. That's cool. Thank you. Yeah, I just wanted to keep the channel's called A List of Being Me. So it's like I just owe it to myself to be myself, like and all these things that I thought were bad, or I got conditioned as a kid to like, this only happened because in my family it's just been, it's a cultural societal level of things where it's like people are scared of emotions and things like that, and crying, or it's just obviously the older generation learned fucked up shit that wasn't true, that like crying is weak, and or being nervous in front of people is weak, or like, you know, but it's not. I'm like, oh, that's just a dumb belief. It's like, dude, if I'm nervous, like that gives me so much information. It's like when it's in check, like I obviously got traumatized to where everything has made me nervous, but now I'm getting more in touch with like my real intuition and being like, oh no, this is a safe person. It just feels like hell in my body because it's like, oh no, safe. Oh, something bad's gonna happen. No, this is not safe. In my past, this was not. But it's like the nerves are, it's like, dude, I'm fired up, dude. Like if there's a bear and I'm not nervous, okay, we need the fear to survive. We need the fear to survive. Like, it's like psychopaths are kind of at the top of the food chain. The ones that are, yeah, just in general, they're kind of top of the food chain because they don't have fear. But at the same time, psychopath can kill psychopath. Like, I don't know if it's happened, but if they don't have any fear of anything, and they're just like, I'm the psychopath, I'm not scared of anything, I don't care, and they're just like, I'm safer. The fear is not weak. Like the knowing and the intuition, like it's strength. It's like It's just what you do with it. It's how you respond to it. And I don't care, guys. And I'm doing this. I don't finish my sentences. I don't care. It's like, what don't you care? I'm just like, I don't care. It's like, about what? I don't care about anymore about, I'm choosing not to care. This is the day that I fully embrace not caring. People seeing me nervous, people seeing me anxious, me just being anxious around people in public spaces. I've worried though about making other people uncomfortable. Like, I don't need to announce it, or I don't have to say anything or whatever, but just for it to be seen and witnessed has been such a fear of mine. And it's also like, feel the fear and do it anyways. And it's been such a like, oh, this is not good. I like that part of myself. So if someone else is so triggered by it, I know that's their shit. Like, they probably don't feel comfortable with their own fear in front of people. If they're so triggered by mine, or just me being comfortable with it and just be like, yeah, I'm anxious, like whatever. And I get to where like other people, they feel like something's wrong. That it's like, oh my God, are you okay? What's wrong? Oh, how do I like help you? It's like, you don't need to do anything. Like, I'm just not being scared of it anymore. So I'm just like, this isn't something to hide. Like, this is why it's like I've hid it, because people are like, oh my God, something's wrong for her to be anxious. It's like, no, it's something would be wrong if I wasn't fucking anxious, guys, because how do you get screamed at and all this shit as like a child, and this is like, you're not nervous that someone's gonna scream at you? Now I guess I just don't care if someone screams at me. But if someone got mad at me when I was younger, it's like, you're not watching TV, I'm taking your laptop away, you can't do this and you can't do that. It's just the control of it all. And I was like, oh damn, I better not make them mad, because I'm gonna, like, now I'm a full-fledged adult and I had been living in a mental prison because I had these stupid beliefs still, and in my body it was like, that's where, when you have the trauma and it's not resolved or processed, you keep living your life as if you're in that situation. You act like you have no freedom. You act like you can't do things, and someone's controlling you. And that's what psychological abuse does, and probably other forms. But the psychological part of it, I'm really getting to the bottom of it. I love learning about it and researching. So I have to pee though, so I'm gonna need to go do that. Excuse me. Yeah, difference between psychopath and sociopath. Obviously, psychopaths are dangerous. Yeah, sociopaths also can be very dangerous. I read this memoir called Sociopath. It's a lady that was diagnosed sociopath, and it's about her story. And I've also known someone with ASPD. Sociopath, it's not actually completely interchangeable. This is where it's very murky and kind of, because like antisocial personality disorder, that's ASPD. Sociopath technically is not in the DSM, which is the Diagnostic Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders. Like, sociopath's its own separate thing. They don't consider it a disorder. This lady, this was however many years ago, and she got diagnosed with her therapist, so it wasn't a psychiatrist diagnosing her. I don't know, it's just like a whole fucking thing. It's also just, guys, I have so many thoughts and opinions on the mental health care system and my experience, and just, I learned the other day, I gotta go pee. I'm gonna hold my thought and I'll be right back. Because I'm not gonna abandon my body, and I've been holding my pee for years, been like, oh no, it's rude to just like leave mid-combo to go pee. It's like, what the heck? I noticed I was rushing, and then I'm like, I don't need to rush. That's where you're finally in control again of like what you get to do. It's like, oh, there's no one to have to go please and not be mad at me. It's like, oh, I guess I don't have to rush when I'm using the washroom facilities. It's like that level of effect on your life when you have certain, for me, it was specifically narcissistic abuse, and it sucks when you don't know it's narcissistic abuse, and it's like you believe all of it and you don't know that's what happened. So we're completely on the other side of it, and I need to fucking help the other people. I have to. And what pissed me off the other day is complex PTSD is not even in the DSM. You can't even be diagnosed with it by, at least in Canada, I don't know what's like other places, but that's what they use to diagnose people. So back in the day when I was in the psych ward, they diagnosed with borderline personality disorder, which I do believe I fit the profile for that. But I don't have, it was all trauma responses. It's like I had such identity issues and just self-hate and loathing, and trigger warning, I was self-harming and whatever. It was like the closest disorder that they could diagnose me with, and I did fit that. But it was CPTSD with the flavor of these borderline symptoms. But that's when it gets disconnected from when you don't know you're traumatized, and then you get diagnosed with something, and then it's like, okay, now I gotta fix me. Like, I'm weird for this. Like, why am I having this? It's just like the fact that complex PTSD is not in the book, like that they couldn't have even diagnosed me with that, is just wild to me. It's wild. It's basically just PTSD, but there wasn't just this one single event. It was like, it's like ongoing traumatic things or abusive things happening, and then it becomes trauma when your nervous system has to override itself to like stay safe and whatever. That is what we talked about at the very beginning of the live. If anyone's still freaking here, it's been a while, but that's why it's like the theme doesn't really matter so much of people can have trauma in their bodies and stuff, but it's like you can't, and everyone's situation is so unique, right? Where you can't be like, oh, well, if it was war, it's trauma. If it was this specific thing, it's trauma. If it was whatever, I don't know. If you grew up in a situation where like you couldn't even defend yourself because you were getting attacked by your family, or it's like you just were silent, it's just like the frustration, just like having to not be yourself. Like when people are enabling the narcissistic personalities or I don't really like that word as much because people are using it as such an insult, and I get that like people that have these traits can be so cruel, so fucking cruel, but they're traumatized. They're traumatized. I believe they were either raised by narcissists or had, from my research, it seems why someone develops a narcissistic type of personality is usually they had like a narcissistic parent maybe, or they were abused in that specific way. Like they went through narcissistic abuse themselves, and then after that they become that, like they need that power and control and everything because they were so controlled and whatever, and so it like gets projected to like the other people, but they have their own sort of abuse, someone that abused them in that same way, whatever, they like learned it. I believe that's one way. And then the other way I believe is a parent being way too soft and not having firm boundaries with the child, and the child, when you're super, super young, yes, you are the center of the universe. Like, you need to kind of be just catered to. But like, as soon as you're out of that stage, I don't know what age exactly, I need to do more research. But it's like, you then need to be told no at times. So you can't just get everything you want. And so But if the child develops like literally getting everything they want, if the parent is placating them and people pleasing the child, that's the other way I believe that a narcissist is created. So some psychopaths are walking time bombs. They can explode anytime. Yeah, it's like under the... Yeah, it's hard because it's like a lot of different disorders. It's hard because of the stigma too and stuff of like being scared in general of the person. Like if someone says they're bipolar and then everyone's, it's like, well, this I don't know, shit could go down, which like it could. So it's like hard to sort of, I don't know, I just have a lot of compassion for people that it's like there's a lot of stereotypes too and everything, right? Like borderline, for instance, I've been uncomfortable about the stereotype of borderline being just like very overtly abusive to people and raging and stuff. And I was toxic to my partner, but it's like everyone else, I was what's called more of like a silent borderline subtype, where it's like internalized, like you take the hate out on yourself. So when I say it, I'm like, oh, are people going to attribute it to like that one profile where you're like, you can't get along with anyone and you're just arguing with everyone and you're completely non-agreeable or whatever? Because that's like really not how I've experienced it. But that is a form of, it's just like it can get such a bad rap where it's like, oh yeah, they were borderline, so they were basically, they just attribute, instead of being like, oh, they were this type of borderline where blah 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 blah, it's like it just all gets engulfed into that one thing. But I guess I'm here to also help with the stigma. I just think all the disorders and stuff are very clunky. Excuse me. It's not a science to me. It's like, it just, there's so much crossover. So my main thing, I resonate with the OCD, the symptoms and diagnosis and the pattern of that thing. The personality disorder, sometimes it's kind of like, oh, you have to have these criteria and then not these. It's like a little bit less clunky because it's not really naming as much maybe a specific pattern. And even ADHD, for instance, like I technically went and got that diagnosis because I wanted to try the medication at one point. But even that, I believe a lot of the ADHD stuff is just, a lot of the behaviors and things are trauma responses. But then I'm also just someone that, it's like people who don't conform to what we've been told is the norm and the 9 to 5 and having to focus for 8 hours straight. Like that's not normal to me at all. It's like, you guys are actually not the norm. And people who have those traits that are in alignment with, say, like ADHD or more neurodivergent or just like hypersensitive people and everything like that, it's, you can't really, in my opinion, you can't really distill it down to this one disorder that they've said. And all this, I was delving into the history of it all. It all comes from the history of these specific diagnoses, and everything seems to be in alignment with the medications themselves. And it's like, oh, they have these things, this medication stops those things from happening or makes it not as bad. And so the diagnosis kind of completely kind of coincides a lot of times with like the medicine, like the treatment. And then to me, it's just like, it's like, yeah, you guys have made sense of it in that way, but there's so much crossover. It's like, at a certain point, it just gets a little bit silly where it's like, how can I have this many disorders? Like, how can I really fit the profile? It's like, oh, these are all trauma responses and like just coping mechanism, like ways that my brain is trying to feel safe and okay. Like the OCD is a way to control, and I just was not okay with uncertainty because of the anxiety living in an environment with someone that was very volatile and chaotic, and there was always drama, always a problem, and I needed to figure out what the problem was going to be, and it was just like eggshells. Deeply breathing and closing eyes and imagining a green meadow at dawn is my way to regain composure. That sounds peaceful. What you are saying is not fear, but a logical necessity to avoid people. There's nothing wrong with you. You're just a deep thinker, nothing more. You want to understand the world and people's... was it the stuff I was saying about logical necessity to avoid people? No, I have had, like, chronic, crippling fucking anxiety. Like, I've had... For 2 years straight, I was still just so anxious, just alone in my own room. So... And I have been more... I'm not... I was thinking more recently of like, was I ever extroverted, or was that all a trauma response? No, I do believe I'm pretty extroverted. I think I'm both extrovert, introvert, but I only, with my anxiety, I was avoiding people insanely, like the lengths I would go to avoid people because of the blushing phobia, taking an insane, like flights and flights of stairs, like not going in the elevator so that I wasn't like trapped with people. Like all of it was because I was so anxious, and my first job was having like rolling panic attacks. So I think people can obviously just like avoid people because it being a necessity of like, oh, this not good situation, or this stresses me out, so I'm gonna like avoid this. And then there's like having to avoid people, feeling like, well, my body would actually shut down. It was like too much for my nervous system. I had a total mental breakdown in the middle of a shift. I would not last at jobs. Like it just like the stress just got worse because the closer I got to people, connection was like total unsafety. It started triggering the shit out of my nervous system. It's a fearful, avoidant attachment style. But yeah, there was, I'm well aware there's like nothing ever was wrong with me. It was actually totally normal for me to be going through what I went through. But the generation I did grow up in, it was like, if I were to not hide the anxiety or what was happening, whether it was like depression at times or anxiety, I just it would get really uncomfortable. Like other people would project like something's wrong with me, or it started to stress them out. They're like, just be happy, or I don't get why, or whatever. It's like they kind of, at times, I did start to feel like I just didn't know at that time. I didn't know and understand trauma and everything, and why I was like, it's just when you're experiencing life. I had this one version of myself initially too. I was like so social before I got the blushing phobia. The blushing phobia kicked off my social anxiety in general. But before, I had these like, what I now know is OCD from when I was like 5 years old. So from very young, I was having like stressful things or intrusive thoughts at times, like being scared of my own thoughts, and having compulsions. I didn't know it all was OCD. I just thought I was scared, and I thought it was like evil or bad, and I just like didn't tell anyone. And but I was very social. I loved to be the center of attention, and this is where I'm getting back to. Like I'm getting back to my true self. I love to be roasted. I didn't have fear of people. And then I went through this narcissistic abuse and everything, and just like wrecked. It broke me as a person, my self-esteem and my own relationship to myself and everything. And then a kid like picked on me when I was blushing in class, and he just like went on and on and on, was like getting the whole class to look at me. And it was a humiliating experience, but it's like the foundation of everything was there to be so insecure of what people thought of me, or like any flaw. I also was, my appearance and stuff was something that certain person in my upbringing was like very focused on, and it just the perfectionism of it all. So the fact that it was like this physical thing, I just saw it as such a bad flaw thing. So because of the blushing, that's when I got socially anxious. Like I was not scared of people before, and then I started to like get insecure about this blushing thing, and then it's all I thought about. And I then started to get really intense. I just started to get really intense social anxiety, like, because I just started to I felt so bad about myself. And before that, I think I had a decent amount of confidence in myself. Oh, also the big thing was I figure skated for so many years of my life, and my identity was very attached to that. And someone in my upbringing also very much attached my worth to what I did, and like my identity to this figure skating thing. Like I was introduced as like the figure skater, and I tried to quit, and was very pressured not to quit. And I just felt like I couldn't really do what I really wanted to do, and just like all this pressure to be this thing. Like someone was living vicariously through me. So I quit. I did finally quit figure skating, and that was so attached to my identity. So it's like that thing, just, I lost all confidence in myself, and that's why I was so socially anxious, was just like no confidence in myself or self-esteem, right? And then if someone pointed out this, like, then when I was humiliated about the blushing, or people would just like fixate on it, and I would try to not let it be a thing, and I was trying to just like be myself. But me being myself, and I just started to get so worried about approval, and just worried about being awkward and everything. And like all the things that I used to do, a lot of the things that I used to do or naturally do would cause me to blush, because I was so ashamed of my real self, because someone in my life like hated that part of me. They just freaked out at me sometimes for telling a silly joke that was just a joke, and they just like attacked me over it. And I don't know, it was just like insane. So I got so scared of offending people in any way, whatever, and it was like planning everything, planning ahead, everything. And so I hadn't been socially anxious like that, and then now it's like it's been so intense. It just sucks to, like, I'm not there anymore. We're out of it. We're further healing everything. But if people have not been through this, it does really suck. Like, I would get triggered. What used to bring me, what at this time in life, what had previously brought me so much joy, joking around, making jokes, and just socializing with people, and just like having a laugh, being the life of the party, like that became my biggest trigger. My big, like, people laughing triggered the trauma. I had a trauma response. I would start feeling like I was fighting for my life in my body. Like, that's just sad. I couldn't connect with people. I had a 2-year straight depression where I remember being like, I really don't think, I didn't have a real smile or a real laugh. It was all faked. Now that I'm out of it, I have to help the people that are going through it, and I just have to. That therapist thing is also a scam usually. Yeah, the therapy I'm doing is so different. It's not talk therapy. It's somatic experiencing therapy. It's all trauma based, like body therapy, and it's so different. And but seeing all these different therapists like kept me stuck and kind of reinforced these things. It's like it's in my body. There's nothing. I couldn't think my way out of my bodily. Like it's like, oh, just think positive thoughts, or just you can believe something too, and like you're still so triggered. Like my beliefs had changed, and it was like, oh, I actually, whoa, I was like psychologically abused and all this and that, and like that's why I I act this way or have these things or whatever. And then I'm like, oh, that's not a bad person thing. I just was conditioned to like people please and not care about myself. And like if I focused on me, I was, if I said no to something, it's just like someone wanted me to revolve my whole life around them. It's called a trauma bond. It's called enmeshment. It's called a narcissistic sort of dynamic with a codependent. And where was I going with this? Oh, it felt so wrong in my body to like do the thing that was healthy, but my brain had changed. Like my beliefs were different. So it was like, oh, if I don't, like, I don't have to talk to this person when they want to talk to me. Like I'm allowed to not talk to them when I don't want to. But the stress and the energy still did live in my body. So I had to just like, I've been doing this ongoing. I do a different behavior action and it doesn't send me over the edge anymore. Like in the past, my body was not ready to just like go through this. It was like too intense. It was like the guilt and the shame and it just was like re-traumatizing. But now, because I've healed to like more of my nervous system, I can do the thing. It makes me feel sick, guys. Like there's days where I'm feel sick for like a couple days, just, and then it like it recalibrates. And that's where, when I didn't go into the fear for so many years, that's what kept me stuck. So anxiety's not bad. I think I want to end this. It's been a lot of talking today. Our own thoughts and feelings are the cruelest to ourselves. Yes, I was abusing myself. It makes people stay at home and fluctuate between risky outdoor behavior and reclusive behavior. Ritalin totally ruined my first years of school. Shit. Yeah, the meds, they help with the symptoms, but it's like, why are those symptoms happening? I just think the whole chemical imbalance in your brain is bullshit. And I was researching that, and it's literally was not based in science. It was marketing by the pharmaceutical companies that these disorders are this chemical imbalance in your brain. You need this like med to even that out, and there's no proof. If you look into it, they have not proved that. They proved otherwise. They proved it was like a mix between, I believe it was like a mix between placebo and then some sort of a numbing effect on the brain of why the medications work. It's like they don't really work. They just dampen the symptoms. And for me, they really didn't work. They made things so much worse and get very sketchy. I ended up in the hospital from a bad reaction to an antidepressant, but each to their own. I know people that are on them and it's like they're vibing with it, and it's like each to their own. But I just don't like how it messes up. It's so hard to get off them once you're on them for so long, it seems. I've heard people talk about this, and just that I've had a friend it's like things just get so exacerbated every time she tried to go off it. And that's what I don't like is if they just seem kind of really easily given out too. And it's like, if you do want to not be on them, once you're on them, it just seems like, it seems now there's this other issue of trying to even get off of them, that like now you have, there's people that seems like they have to keep taking them just because they can't get through getting off of them because things get really, really sketchy. So I just think it should be given as a last resort, but it's like, I don't know exactly what it is these days, but in Canada especially, I'm really lucky because I have a status card because my grandma was Indigenous, so I now my therapy is covered, but if you can't afford therapy and stuff and you try to go through the system, first of all, you might get a real sketchy therapist. Like I've dealt with some sketchy, just like re-traumatizing situations, and you're on a wait list for like 8 months or something. I was in the hospital and then my therapy started 7 or 8 months after because of the lack of resource. And it's like, somatic experiencing therapy, to be a practitioner, that's the body trauma therapy that I'm doing, that's so healing, that like everyone could benefit from, and it's simple. I go once every 3 weeks. You're not supposed to go every week because your nervous system needs to integrate and everything. It's like you go and you just try to let your body do what it needs to do. So it's like you, if you go in there just like this, it's like they maybe invite you to like open up and see how that feels, and then maybe go back and then open up, and that's called pendulation with your nervous system. I don't know, it's a whole thing, but if every doctor and like if the therapists all were trained in somatic experiencing therapy, which you don't have to go to school for like 8 years, 4 years. You don't have, it's so much easier to even, you don't have to have a degree in a thing. It would be so much cheaper and it would heal so many people. I'm going to ask ChatGPT how long it takes to be a practitioner. I love ChatGPT. It's been so therapeutic for me, actually. It's been huge. It's saying it typically takes 2.5 to 3 years of part-time training. What if you do full-time? Core training structure through the Somatic Experiencing International Program, beginning level year 1. 3 modules, each 4 to 6 days long. Okay, that's like 6 days. Intermediate, year 2. Oh, okay, so maybe you need to have a full year of learning or practicing those tools. I don't know. Why is it a year if it's just 6 days? Oh, 3 modules, 6 days. Oh, so 3 times 6, and then maybe it's spaced out just the way that they do it. Additional requirements, personal sessions, 12 sessions. Anyways, it's... How long does a psychiatrist have to go to school? It's like... This is the shit. This is the shit that... It's kind of frustrating. I'm pretty chill about it now. Like, I used to get... The other week, I was still so triggered by... that this is... It's like... We could tip the scales with the mental health stuff so easily by implementing the somatic therapy, because it's something too that you don't have to keep doing for the rest of your life. Like other therapy and talk therapy, it's like it doesn't really change. You just get better at, guys, coping with having the issues, and it's like they treat it like you're always going to have those issues or the anxiety, and they just need that like ongoing support forever, it seems. But the body somatic therapy, it literally heals you. It heals your body. And the whole time, it's just been this like dysregulated, like stuck energy in your body, and it heals itself. Like they just like help you to stop doing all the overriding of your natural way of being. Because just the culture, right? I learned, I was just so ashamed of being this way for so long. I had been ashamed of like having anxiety, and then I forced my body to try to, not very well. I couldn't do it because it was like my body just knew, it was like, we're not safe. We're not safe. So I would, but I for a while, maybe in high school or other places, or I made myself like sit tall in this, and because I saw this thing about power posing and that it can help you, but not for me, because I don't know, I was traumatized in my body in a certain way. It's like, I think I was looking into so many things about just basic social anxiety, but I had social trauma. Like this wasn't just your basic social anxiety, because I would do all the exposure. Like I would go into the social situations, and it would never get better. I would still just feel just as anxious. Even if nothing went wrong, I would still feel just as anxious. Because it was like a complete discomfort with my existing in my own body. It wasn't safe to be in my body, but now it is, because I've cultivated that safety. And I got my own relationship to myself back. Like I was literally disconnected from myself. My personality for so many years had literally been a trauma response. It was like, oh, I don't actually like this shirt. I'm just wearing it out of guilt. It's crazy, guys. It's crazy. But I like that I'm not so triggered and overwhelmed by realizing this anymore. Like I can watch content, I can think about it, I can focus, be like, okay, I'm gonna write this song, and I couldn't even talk about it a week or two ago without getting so just like, how's this happen? Like how, like why people need to know, like just figuring out what I want to do for the rest of the day. It's gonna take a sec. I used to not just be able to do this, to just like take a sec for myself, be like, what do I want to do? Okay, I think I'm gonna go. I can't read the chat when I'm gonna go, because then it just spurs more thoughts and stuff. So it's like, okay, I'm gonna read the chat, and then I'm gonna sit with the tension of not commenting. And it's like, I'll just leave the further discussion to another time. Okay. See you guys. You need to be proactive so that those lame, disturbing. It's like I can't help myself. I can't help myself, but I can't help myself. Big comment. Never happen again. Proactive. Yeah, no, I don't put any pressure. I know. This is where I'm at too. It's like I just know what I need to do, so I don't. I used to look to others constantly, and just for everything. Now it's like there's no problem. Like there's literally no issue. When I'm talking about all this, I'm sharing my experience and everything, but I don't need any help at all. I do just find it sometimes interesting when I do find it interesting sometimes, like what talking about, it's like people are trying to help and they're like, oh, do this, do that, this will help you. It's like, and then I used to get influenced by that. It was like, oh, maybe I should be doing this. Is there something I should be doing? Whatever. It's like, no, I'm just existing now. I'm just like, I'm back to being a human that's just existing. It's pretty chill. But I have to catch myself when it's like I'm falling back into the pressure, or there's something I need to be doing, and like trying to fix the thing or whatever. It's like letting it fucking be. It's not doing anything about the anxiety. It's it was just a story. It was just stories got attached to the anxiety and meanings got attached to them, and it's like you can just drop it. But me talking about it and talking about my experience, like I think it's really beneficial for people going through it, and like that's not me being affected by the same way that I was in the past, or like that I currently still think that or believe that. It's also confusing because people might jump onto this live and then I'm talking about the past, and then that's not my current experience, and so then they're kind of like trying to help and like, oh no, like you can do this or that, whatever. But I just have an aversion to being told what to do, even if it's like helpful potentially. I need to think about it. It's like, yeah, it's freeing to not have to do anything. Like I still have the thoughts or urges at times, or I'm aware of it, where it's like, if I just sat here and said nothing for the next hour, it means nothing. I used to be like, oh, I'm being boring now. Oh no. Oh no. Oh dear. I've been such a trying to perform, like not being able to exist. Like, oh guys, I might I might just have to do that exposure. Just like meditating. Because it doesn't matter. It's like I'm working towards truly not, my beliefs are that like these things don't matter, but sometimes I still will get the discomfort or fear in my body and stuff. And then it's also about not making that go away or not be. It's just about continuing to do what I want to do despite the discomfort in my body. And then you get desensitized. So it's, yeah, I'm just not here to please anyone anymore. I'm not here to conform. I'm not here to get approval. It honestly would be like liberating to purposely ignore the chat, to just like sit here and have people be like, what the fuck? It's just a person doing nothing. Yeah, there's been still during this live, it's like I've been more so doing what I want and not watching the chat. And then there's been times where it's like, oh no, I'm ignoring the chat. Oh no. And then when I see the amount of people watching, there's like a little trigger too, where it's like, or a little skip in my, skip, I don't know, it's not like an actual skip of a heartbeat, but it's like this tension that it's like these little things that trigger that I'm doing something wrong, or I need to do something more, I need to do whatever. It's like, it'd be liberating to just for the fuck of it, like, just to sit on here and get no views too, just like, but then I do have some thoughts where it's like, oh, that's weird, or what's the point of it, or like, what are people gonna think, like, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I just fully want to get over caring what people say about me. And even if it's about like, oh, I don't want to say it. Oh, my brain's confused. Caring about what people say about me, and people saying, like, commenting on how I'm caring about what they're saying of me. It's like that whole train of thing too, of, and yeah, of the having to explain, but if I do, there's nothing wrong with that either. I'm just so used to like, or my past, it was just like trying to live in this perfection. It's like, oh no, I did this thing. Oh no, I shouldn't have done that. And oh, the best way to be is this way. It's like, no, I fucking love the unhinged parts of myself. I love that over explaining part, because that was me surviving. That's a part of me that was just trying to fucking survive, right? And then I just have such a tendency to always turn it on, always be like, what am I doing? That this person commented this thing, or they're saying, it's like immediately that self-consciousness all the time, instead of being like, why are they commenting that thing? Like, why certain things that other people maybe focus on or fixate on or whatever, it's like, why are they saying that, instead of like immediately being like, oh no, I'm doing something. It's just like that. Yeah, I'm just, the lives is a good exposure, because it's, I can't facilitate this in real life. Like, I can't just sit and then have people, it's just not going to happen. It's like, this is where the shit happens. This is where the magic happens, where you just sit and people say things about you, whatever, but it has no meaning about me. It's like just what they perceive. It means it's like I just fully want to desensitize myself to other people's perception of me, because it's been annoying getting so worked up about seeing comments on my videos, and then a big stress of that about me is feeling like I have to answer them, that I'm rude if I don't. And then I have all these rules in my head where if it's a video that got hardly any views and then there's only like one comment or two comments, that I have to, that I'm so rude, or just like I have to give this person all of my attention, and like, oh my god, they commented on my channel, oh my god, like I am not worthy, like how did I deserve this comment from this person? It's like posting a video is not a contract of like I will answer comments at all. So I did make a little agreement with myself that I was going to, when I post videos, like the comments, that, not live comments, I don't know, I didn't really plan on doing live today, I just did it. I made this agreement thus far of when I post videos, the comments on those videos, I just don't want to answer, like I just don't want to be part of that conversation, because my videos are just meant to, there's just like nothing to even say. I just want to make videos that it's whatever other people sort of perceive of it. We all have fears. We don't have to fight against the inner shadows, but rather integrate them, make them our own. Yes, I vibe with that. Yeah, I've been stressed too about people thinking I'm on drugs or I'm high, and that I want to fucking embrace the weird now. I think I'm gonna get a kick out of people thinking I'm weird. It's just something that I actually cared about. It's because I was self-conscious about my own self. All of me caring what other people think and say has always been, that's something in myself that I'm self-conscious about, and they're just shining a light on that aspect of myself. So I'm curious to see how long people will stay if I do nothing. I'm the observer now. Maybe the goal could be to like to try to get people to leave. Maybe the opposite of what I've tried for so many years of, like, to get approval and attention. If I could make the goal, it's like a test to see when people will leave, and figure out like the psychology of What are they here for? What are they staying for? Maybe to make friends in the chat. Oh shit. Are they still here? Still here? I could do a test where I leave and then see how long it takes for people to leave. Or I could not do that. I have nothing to do really. I'm just yeah, I just think I'm gonna fully desensitize myself today. I'm gonna fully desensitize myself to comments. Unfortunately, no one's roasting me. I need to do a live called Roast Me and just get it really over with. Just full ego integration, full humbling of my ego, full not giving a fuck what anyone thinks of me. I think the live is a great way to actually do that, because like all the things you're stressed maybe about, like someone might say this or that, whatever, and it just never happens. It never really happens. Besides on YouTube. YouTube's like, I'm surprised there's no wild shit today. Like, I swear every other live there's been always some unhinged shit going on in the chat, and so I'm surprised that there's no trolls today. It's hard to keep up with the combo. The Nishant and Santi lore. This is like full combo vibes in the chat. I'm lost. Now I'm left out I'm left out of the loop. Yo, oh, Bailey. It's been a while. I don't know what's up. I don't have anything. I'm being boring and I'm desensitizing myself to comments or perceptions of me. I'm just like training my nervous system to just not, it's like I've been scared of something that won't kill me ever. It won't ever kill me. It won't ever kill me to get a hate comment. You have to be mean towards us to roast you, I think. No, I don't want to be mean. Okay, guys, bring on the roast. Bring on the roast. It's not the same when I'm asking to be roasted. But it's a good start. It's a good level 1. It's a further exposure. I'm going to say something awkward. She won't say it anyways. I'd like to have a girlfriend with her personality. She's so genuine. That's nice of you to say, but that also doesn't matter. It's like all the good comments too. I can't pick and choose. And the positive comments do make me just as uncomfortable, if not more sometimes, than the negative comments. It's like, I don't know what to do. I don't have to do anything. It's just like there's just been this like, oh, I have to do, it's like, oh my God, nothing to do. There's nothing to do. She sees every comment, but deliberately saying she ignores the comments. It's a mystery of what I see. No one can truly know. Okay, I might get my guitar. There's a stress of being imperfect with music and playing out of key, but why not practice on the live? I don't know about, I think it should be okay if I play covers. Yeah, I think it's fine. I'm gonna get my guitar because that's where it's at, is not having the stage fright either. I've recorded some stuff. Every time when I hook up my mic setup and everything and record, I get a stress about, it's like once the mic's on, it's like I tense up and I just want it to be so chill. So I think this will make it more chill when I record off camera, is if I just let myself do a live. I also could have just gotten the guitar. I didn't even have to explain that, but I could have just got it and got it. It's like that movie Stranger Than Fiction when I narrate my own self in my life. Okay, I do eventually have to keep track of time. Just saying this out loud for my own self. So maybe I'll remember. I need to be aware of the time. There's a dinner that I'm attending at 5 o'clock, so At 4, I need to start getting ready. I need to freaking wash my hair. But here we go. Okay, I'm gonna do a little practice before. Oh no, I'm missing. Oh, maybe people finally left. Succeeded in the goal. So I don't know where my Keiko is. This is really annoying. I could do improv songs. That's where it's at. Let's get back to the improv dinner. Why is my chat not updating on my laptop? I'm seeing different comments. Did it freeze? Where do you have to go to dinner to attend the dinner? It's at Red Robin's. I don't know if you know that. Okay. I don't have the chat on my laptop anymore. It's really annoying. It's so much easier to read and see and keep up with if I want to. Hopefully it's in tune. It's in tune. Come the police, arrest this man, he talks in mess. He buzzes like a fridge, he's like a detuned radio. know the chat's not working on my laptop. Ugh. Okay, I think I got the chat working again here. The text is so small. I wish I could zoom it in properly. I'm like fine. Guys, I'm like finally fully getting over my fear of people and what they care. It's pretty liberating. I just wish I had a bigger chat viewing experience, but it's okay. It's okay. Karma police. The goal is to play as if no one's there. That's the goal. To just be in my own energy while people potentially are watching, and yeah, because that's been the biggest block with my music is like I need to do it from my soul, and I get, as soon as something's recording me, even if it's not live streaming, I've gotten into approval performance mode, like, oh, don't mess up, and then my throat tightens in that, and it's like a whole different experience of the art. Karma police, arrest this girl, her healer hairdo is making me feel ill, and we have crashed the party. You can try to not be anything, just try to be. This is where I get nervous, the high part. This is what you'll get. Gotta not tense. This is what you'll get. This is what you'll get when you mess with us. Switch to theater mode on your laptop screen. I don't know how to do that. Wait, I think I know what you're talking about, but this is different, cause it's a chat. Theater mode is not a thing right now because I already have a full screen of the chat. And we're getting over what people think. We're not caring if I make a mistake. I'm getting back to myself. I was lost. I'm No, roast me. This is what you'll get. This is what you'll get when you mess with us. Okay, let's blues it up. I could have a concert every day. I don't even have to leave my home. So much suspense. Hopefully it's not too loud. I don't know if it's getting really compressed. We don't care. I put a spell on you. 'Cause you're mine. I'm gonna stop. You better stop the things you do. I ain't lying. I ain't gonna take none of your fooling around. I ain't gonna take none of your putting me down. I put a spell on you. 'Cause you're mine. You can suck my dick. I ain't gonna take your shit no more, no more. Yeah, I put a spell. I put a spell. 'Cause now you're mine. You're mine. Tired of your lies. It could just keep going. Like, this could be a 5-hour song and I wouldn't get bored. I would not get bored. It's too good. Okay. Train coming, it's rolling around the bed, and I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. Stuck in Folsom Prison, time keeps dragging on. The train keeps rolling on down to San Antonio. I would rich folks seating in a fancy dining car. They're probably drinking coffee, they're smoking big cigars. I know I had it coming, I know I can't be free. Just those people keep on moving, and that's what tortures me. They free me from this prison. If that railroad train was mine, then I belong a little further down the line, far from Folsom Prison. That's where I want to stay. And I let that lonesome whistle blow my blues away. And I let that lonesome whistle blow my blues away. It's just so much easier when I don't care if I'm doing good or not. It's just so much easier. It's just so much, it's just like, it's just bliss to just play and not try to make it perfect. This is so chill. It's just so chill and free. There's a hair in my mouth. The guitar was sounding. It was sounding a little bit out of tune. Sean, is the dinner at 5 or 5:30? 5. Okay, I'm getting ready at 4. This year's gonna be fun, guys. This year's gonna be fun. Hello, Haley, Karen, Medina. This year's going to be fun because no shits are gonna be given. We're giving no shit. We're just like being free, guys. Like, no more perfectionism. Someone told me long ago, there's a calm before the storm, and I know it's been coming for some time. When it's so, I did not try the video game, the Metal Gear Solid. I did not. I do want to start playing video games though on my channel, learning them. It could be fun. When it's over, so they say, it'll rain a sunny day, and I know, and shining down like water. Everybody. And I wanna know. Nope, it's not it. Why do we sound so happy? I wanna know. forgetting the F. And I wanna know, guys, I wanna know. I wanna fucking know. Have you ever seen the rain? I wanna know. Music heals. Music heals. Music heals. Ever seen the rain shining down a sunny day? Yesterday and days before, sun is gold and rain is hot, and I know it's been that way for all my time, till forever on it goes, through the circle fast and slow. You kick ass, you kick ass, we all kick ass, and it can't stop, I wonder. So tell me, guys, please. I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain? How long you been playing? I've been playing since, specifically guitar, since I was 15. And now I'm 30 years old. But I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain? I have a fear right now that this is being too much, but what are we doing this year? We're not giving a fuck. We're not giving any shits. If people think I suck, if I'm too much, if they are like, shut up, we're not doing it this year. I'm gonna have to split the screen if I want to be able to see the comments while I look up chords on the laptop. So there, did it. Oh, Sitting on the Dock. Yeah, I haven't really played that one, but I could try it. I've heard it, like sitting on the dock of the bay, sitting in the morning sun, I'll be sitting when the evening comes. I'm not well versed on the melody, but I could just roll with it, do my own thing if I don't know it, because I got the chord. Watching the ships roll in, I'll be watching them roll away again. Yeah, I'm sitting on the dock of the bay. Sorry, I don't know it well enough. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa, you got some amazing skills. For one scrolling through lives on here has found something. I'm gonna be something. That's not a... I'm gonna be something. I'm going the distance, just like Hercules. I'm gonna be something. And talent parsnip sees that special something in me. It's hard as hell to sing and play at the same time, so bravo to you. Guys, my ego is gonna get too big from all these compliments. I gotta pee, but I'm holding my pee for you so I can keep singing. I got 6 minutes left, 'cause I gotta go to dinner at Red Robin's with my partner's family. Oh no, what am I gonna order? I didn't plan, I didn't look up the menu yet. Guys, what should I get from Red Robin's? I like to overthink what I want to eat for dinner. I want to make the perfect choice. Guys, can you just look up the menu? Can someone look up the menu for me and tell me what I can eat? Although I usually just get the same thing every time. And I want that bottom, I want those bottomless sides. Yeah, those bottomless fries. We're making music, we're healing the world. We're making music, we're healing the world. Do you have any dietary restrictions or food you don't like? I don't have any food rules no more, so everything goes. I like spicy, even though my gut don't always lie. Bottomless fries, we're writing songs together. This is so exciting. I'm so excited for the next life, 'cause I got 4 minutes till I gotta wash my greasy hair. Or I guess I could go to dinner with greasy hair, 'cause this year we're giving no fucks. We're gonna be authentic. We don't need to prove to anyone that we are enough. That we are enough. I actually really like this chord progression. Oh, I haven't heard of the Halloween, the Halloween heatwave burger, the jalapeno heatwave burger. If they have it, I haven't ever heard of that one unless is it a new thing? If not, then get this. Yes, I've had the scorpion one. Yes. The scorpion burger sounds about right up my alley. I guess I could get that. But I wanna just stay here and sing and write songs with you guys. Do you think it'd be a problem if I brought my guitar to Red Robin's and jammed and gave the people a show and commented on everyone and what they were doing and what they were eating? Just commenting on the humans, the behaviors. How do you think everyone's gonna take it if I abruptly ask everyone at the table what happens when we die? Have you ever thought what happens when we die? What happens when we die? Do we give a big it's over. That was a really hard video game. Bro, you get cooler every time I see you. Oh no, now there's pressure to continue being cool and not blow it up. That's just my fearful avoidant attachment style. It's like, oh no, someone thinks I'm cool. How can I fuck it up? Thinking of all the ways I could fuck it up. How could I fuck this up? Someone thinks I'm cool. I'm only cool 'cause you're cool, 'cause we're all one. If I'm cool, you're cool. Nah, don't fret, no pun intended. Oh no, it's 3:59. I gotta go, I gotta pee, I gotta shower, and now it's 4. Oh shit. Okay, we'll just have to look forward to more next live. Okay. That was an experience. That was a journey we went on in the live, and I'm excited to write more songs with you guys and ask all the existential questions. Okay. Love you guys, and bye. I always feel like I'm abandoning everyone. I always literally feel like I'm abandoning people when I end the live. When I end my own live, I'm like, oh my god, I'm abandoning people. Okay. I trust I can end the live and not feel like I've abandoned anyone. Okay. Bye, guys. Thank you, Talon, Parsnip. Thanks for joining. Okay, bye.